You're in your 20s. You have a decent job. You're paying your bills. By most reasonable standards, you're doing okay. So why does it feel like everyone else is winning at life while you're still stuck at the starting line? Your college friend just bought a house, your cousin got promoted, that person you went to high school with just launched their second business, and you're fine. You're doing fine. But fine doesn't feel like enough anymore. It feels like you're running a race where everyone else got a head start, and no matter how fast you move, you're always 3 steps behind. But did you realize that the race you think you're losing doesn't actually exist? Today, we're breaking down why you feel behind in life even when you're objectively doing okay. And trust me, once you see what's really happening here, it's going to change how you think about your entire life. Okay, so let's just sit with this feeling for a second. Because if you felt this, you know it's not just a passing thought. It's a constant background hum of anxiety. You wake up, and before you even check your phone, there's this weight, this sense that you should be further along by now. You're not sure where further is exactly, you just know you're not there yet. Then you open Instagram. Someone's getting engaged, someone's traveling through Europe, someone just hit 6 figures, someone's living in a beautiful apartment with plants that are somehow still alive. And you're eating cereal for dinner, wondering if you remembered to pay your electricity bill. The worst part isn't even the comparison, it's the shame that comes with it. Because you know you shouldn't feel this way. You know you should be grateful. You know other people have it worse. But knowing that doesn't make the feeling go away. It just adds guilt on top of the anxiety. Now you feel behind and you feel bad about feeling behind. Actually, you're not alone in this. According to a 2021 study published in Socius Journal, over 60% of young adults report feeling like they're falling behind their expected life timeline. That's not a personal failing. That's a systemic pattern. Which tells us something important. If most people feel behind, then maybe the problem isn't us. Maybe it's the timeline itself. Let me explain it to you. We're going to break this down into 3 layers: your brain, your behavior, and the system you're living in. Layer 1. Your brain and social comparison. First, let's talk about your brain. Humans are wired for social comparison. It's how we figured out if we were doing well in our tribe. Are we contributing enough? Are we falling behind? This was useful when your tribe was 150 people. But now, your tribe is everyone on the internet. You're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. And your brain doesn't know the difference between real life and curated content. Every time you see someone succeeding, your brain registers it as they're ahead, I'm behind, I'm losing, even though you're not in the same race, even though their success has nothing to do with your progress. Layer 2. The timeline that doesn't exist. Now let's talk about the timeline. There's this invisible script we all carry around. Graduate at 22, career by 25, married by 28, house by 30, kids by 32, retire comfortably, die peacefully. But here's the problem. This timeline was never real. It was based on a specific economic moment in history, post-World War II prosperity, when a single income could buy a house and jobs were stable. That world doesn't exist anymore. The economy shifted, housing prices exploded, student debt became normal, job stability disappeared. But somehow the timeline stayed the same. So now we're trying to hit milestones from the 1960s with 2025 economics, and then we wonder why we feel behind. According to research by E. Collada in the journal Socius, people who feel behind aren't actually behind in any objective sense. They're behind relative to an imaginary timeline that was never realistic to begin with. Layer 3. The system amplifying it.
But it's not just your brain and a fake timeline. There's a larger system here, and it's designed to make you feel inadequate. Social media companies profit from your engagement, and what keeps you engaged? Comparison, envy, the feeling that you're missing out. So the algorithm shows you everyone's wins and hides everyone's struggles. Your feed is curated to make you feel behind, so you keep scrolling, keep comparing, keep coming back. Add in advertising. Every ad is selling you a version of yourself that's better, richer, more successful, more put together. The message is always, you're not enough yet, but you could be if you just buy this thing, follow this advice, work a little harder. And then there's family and peer pressure. Your parents want you to be stable, your friends are hitting milestones, your culture has expectations. Everyone's got an opinion on where you should be. So you've got a brain wired for comparison, a fake timeline from a different economy, and a system that profits from your inadequacy. No wonder you feel behind. When you put it all together, what you're experiencing isn't personal failure. It's the predictable result of living in a world that's structurally designed to make you feel insufficient.
Look, I'm not going to tell you to just stop comparing yourself or be grateful for what you have. That's not how brains work. But there is a framework that actually addresses this, and it comes from a mix of research and some pretty smart people who've thought about this deeply. First, let's talk about Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F***. There's a chapter in there about values and metrics. And here's the key insight. You can't win a game when you're using someone else's scorecard. Right now, you're measuring your life against milestones that aren't even yours. Marriage, house, promotion, 6 figures. These might not be what you actually want. They're just what you think you're supposed to want. Manson's point is this. If you adopt society's values without questioning them, you'll spend your whole life chasing goals that don't matter to you. And even if you achieve them, you'll still feel empty. So the first step isn't to achieve more. It's to figure out what you actually value. Not what Instagram values, not what your parents value, you. Now, let's add Viktor Frankl's perspective from Man's Search for Meaning. Frankl survived Nazi concentration camps and came out with this insight. Life doesn't have one universal meaning. Each person has to find their own meaning based on their unique circumstances and values. This is crucial because it breaks the universal timeline. There is no right path. There's only your path. And your path doesn't need to look like anyone else's to be meaningful. So, here's the framework. Step 1, identify your actual values. Sit down and ask yourself, what do I actually care about? Not what I should care about. What brings me meaning, connection, creativity, learning, security, freedom, impact? Write them down. Be honest. There's no wrong answer here. Step 2, define success on your terms. Now, what does success look like based on those values? If you value connection, success might be deep friendships, not a big house. If you value learning, success might be skill development, not salary. Create your own scorecard, because right now you're losing a game you never agreed to play. Step 3, ruthlessly curate your inputs. Unfollow people who make you feel inadequate. Mute people who are on a different path. This isn't about hiding from reality. It's about protecting your mental space from comparisons that don't serve you. According to Very Well Mind, reducing social media consumption by just 30 minutes a day significantly decreases feelings of inadequacy and comparison anxiety. Step 4, practice self-compassion. Research shows that self-compassion, treating yourself the way you'd treat a struggling friend, is one of the strongest predictors of well-being. When you feel behind, the instinct is to beat yourself up, but that just makes it worse. Instead, try this.
I'm doing my best in a complicated world. Progress isn't linear. I'm not behind. I'm exactly where I am.
Step 5. Reframe the timeline. Life isn't a race with a finish line. It's a path with different seasons. Some people bloom early, some bloom late, some bloom multiple times. None of it is wrong. There's a Japanese proverb, "The bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists." Maybe being behind just means you're growing at your own pace. Now, is this going to instantly fix everything? No. You're going to still feel the pull of comparison sometimes. That's normal. But what this does do is give you a framework to step back and ask, am I measuring myself against my values or someone else's? Am I running my race or theirs? And that question, that changes everything. All right, let's recap. We talked about why you feel behind in life, even when you're doing fine. You learned that your brain is wired for social comparison. You're measuring yourself against a fake timeline from a different economy, and the system is designed to make you feel inadequate, so you keep consuming. The solution isn't to achieve more or work harder. It's to redefine what success means based on your values, not society's. Look, there is no universal timeline. There is no right path. The only race you're in is the one you create for yourself. And if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. You're not behind. You're just on a different route. And that route is exactly where you need to be right now. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're navigating a world that's really good at making you feel insufficient. But now you see it, and that's the first step to playing a different game. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you think this topic is related to you. See you next time.